to sell you the dream of the Ozarks. The low taxes, the lakes, the cheap houses, and I get it. I live that dream. It's all real. If you're casually scrolling Zillow from California or Chicago, finding a home under $200,000 sounds like finding a unicorn. It sounds like pocket change. But in our market, the $150,000 to $200,000 price point is the specific price bracket where you are forced to make a sacrifice. You can have the great condition, you can have the view, or you can have the land. You usually can't have all three. So today we are doing three very specific real-world examples of what this budget actually buys you in Sharp County, Arkansas, and that's in North Central. So we're looking at a remodeled brick home, a lakefront manufactured home, and a multi-home homestead on acreage. And I'm going to show you the deal breakers that most listing photos conveniently leave out. So why are we focusing on this price range? The average or median list price for Sharp County sits right here. Of course, there are higher priced lakefront move-in ready homes and lower priced as is investment properties. But that's why we're talking about the average. Also right now, this is where the bulk of our inventory sits for retirees, especially trying to stay debt-free. But don't assume that $180,000 guarantees you perfection, because it doesn't. We are going to look at three realities today that are listed with our company: the safe bet in Cherokee Village, a lakefront home in Highland, and a homestead project in Evening Shade. So as we walk through these, we're going to talk about things like logistics, your needs, the internet, your wallet. So let's get honest about the risk. Starting here in Cherokee Village, this is a completely remodeled brick home. It's listed right in the sweet spot at $149,900. And the first thing you'll probably notice, it is a blank slate. Inside, you're paying for peace of mind. You're getting vinyl flooring, which is great for pets, easy cleaning. You're getting new countertops, new cabinets, new appliances, new shingles on the roof. So this is a house for the person who says, I don't even want to fix the toilet. I don't want to paint a wall. I want it to be move-in ready. But, and this is a big but, look out the window. What do you see? Trees, maybe a neighbor's fence. You do not see the lake. You don't see rolling vistas. You're in a residential neighborhood in the middle of town, but it does include a second lot, so you get a little bit of privacy. So for under $200,000, if you want brand new inside, you're gonna have to sacrifice that Ozarks scenery outside. You are buying a real house that happens to be in Arkansas. However, let's talk about your heart and your joints. This house is on a flat lot. We are in the foothills of the Ozarks. It's not mountainous, but it's definitely hilly. So if you have bad knees, bad hips, or you're planning to age in place, this flat driveway and single level floor plan are worth their weight in gold. Plus, it has a storage area underneath, which is great for a man cave or storm shelter. So for this home, you get a turnkey house that won't bankrupt you on repairs, but you don't get the wow factor from the lake in front of your face. It is only a 10-minute walk maybe, or less than a half a mile to Dam Park on Lake Sequoia, so that might be a trade-off that you can live with. Now let's swing over to Highland for house number 2. This one usually stops people in their tracks because of the price tag, only $159,900, and it is lakefront. You can see this view and you think, I found it, I beat the system, but you need to pause because this is a manufactured home, and this is kind of a tiny house. It's less than 1,000 square feet. So are you moving from a 2,500 square foot home in Chicago where you're going to put your stuff? You aren't. You're going to have to get rid of it or put it in storage. And let's get honest about the risks of manufactured homes. Financing these homes can be tricky. Lenders treat them differently than stick-built homes, especially if they haven't been permanently affixed to the foundation in a certain way. They actually have to have inspectors come out and make sure that they're sturdy and actually attached to the ground. Plus, if we have severe weather here, and we do often have straight line winds, not so much tornado, but we can get some pretty bad storms, you may feel a lot differently sitting in your manufactured home than you do in the brick house we just toured. So you are paying for this land that's on the water. This is a lifestyle purchase. You can definitely fish from your backyard, you can drink your coffee watching the mist off the water, sit on your back deck and enjoy the view, but you are living in a shoebox, and the resale value on manufactured homes generally does not appreciate the way they do in a stick-built home. So thinking of that in mind, with this second home you get the dream view and the lake light, but you may be sacrificing space, storm safety, and potentially some investment growth. Are you ready for that reality? If these homes are looking like great prospects for you, make sure to check out the link I have in the description to help you come up with your down payment on your purchase. It can help you put the right foot forward. Now, the last house we're going to talk about is a homestead project in Evening Shade. This is going to be on 7 acres. You get 2 homes, and this is going to be for the person who says, I don't want to see my neighbors, I don't want to hear them. And for $185,000, you're getting a pretty good deal. You could have one home and rent the other one out, maybe have a mother-in-law's suite. But let's look a little closer at the details. First of all, you're on a gravel road. So in the summer, that's going to be dusty. In the winter, it's going to turn to mud after the snow and rain. So if you drive a low-profile sports car, you're going to have to be probably trading that in for a truck. Plus, you're going to be maintaining the property and need to be able to haul stuff in and out. And you're further out. You are not 5 minutes from the grocery store anymore. Probably 20 minutes if you want to go to Walmart. There is a Dollar General in Evening Shade. And then there's the maintenance of the property. You're going to be mowing and bush hogging. A lot of that is wooded, so it's not going to necessarily need that much maintenance. But there is still open areas of the property that you're going to have to maintain, especially around the house. And having 2 homes means 2 roofs, 2 water heaters. You're doubling your potential for emergency repairs. Now, one of these homes is newer at 2019, but the other one is older, fixer-upper. It's even now just being used for storage, so it's going to take a lot of work. You're not going to probably be getting high-end fixtures. You're going to get a comfortable home and maybe a project with the other one. So here's your honesty check for this last home. The internet might not be great either. You may have access to Next, but I think more than likely you're going to be out there with energy. And since it's the farther out you go, the more careful you need to be about internet access, high-speed internet access if you really need that. This property does have fiber optic available, but on other properties in the area, you're going to want to verify your internet provider. So with this home number 3, you get freedom, you get privacy, you get acreage, but you're kind of inheriting a part-time job maintaining the land and the structures. You have to decide if that's what you're okay with. So there you have it, the reality of under $200,000 in our market. Option number 1 in Cherokee Village give you new finishes and a low maintenance life, but not really a great view. Option number 2 in Highland gave you the lakefront dream view, yet in a smaller manufactured home with questions about safety and financing. Option number 3 in Evening Shade gave you great land and potential, but it comes with a gravel road and possibly endless chores. So this is why I tell my clients, define your needs, see what your wants are, and then decide what your deal breakers are before you even get in the car and come here. Is it a modern kitchen that's non-negotiable? Then you might have to forget the acreage. Do you need the land? Then you might have to deal with a gravel driveway. Is lakefront the only way you'll go? Then a smaller space may be your only option on a limited budget. If you're still watching, you just passed the test. You know the risk, and you're still interested. That means you're realistic and we can work with that. Obviously, there are many more houses in this price range which have different benefits and downfalls, but these give you an idea of the range of options available in our market. We aren't just about golf run or huge acreages, but what may be more affordable for you. Now that I've told you what your money can get you, you probably want to see what the actual community looks like. Specifically the amenities you get if you have access and you choose Cherokee Village versus Evening Shade or Highland. So check out some of our area playlists for tours that you can see actual homes, neighborhoods, and amenities. Thanks for watching and have a blessed day.